Always informative, always innovative, and most definitely always entertaining. Mike Koetting, our head of TMCs and supplier. Thanks, Kevin.
Nothing like a good build-up, right? So let's, if we could, just pause for just a moment. There's a ton of people standing around that side. If you have an empty seat at your table, would you please raise your hand so these poor folks can, there's a lot of seats. Can we just take a moment? Please come on up and take a seat. I know you've been standing back there for 30 minutes, 35 minutes. Come on out and take a seat, and you keep your hands up so they can see you. I'm sure they'd appreciate that. We'll wait for just a second while everybody finds a seat. I saw a pregnant woman in back. My God, can we find a seat for the pregnant woman? Okay. So I have to tell you, I genuinely look forward to this morning all year. It's kind of like New Year's Day for me, you know, when you're surrounded by family and friends. Of course, here we're surrounded by our partners, our business friends, and even though we don't play Old Lang Syne, this is our one time a year to step back, take stock, recount our successes and challenges of the last year, and recommit ourselves to conquering the next 12 months. Now you'll notice I didn't use the word resolutions because we all know that resolutions are those little promises we make to ourselves that we know we probably aren't going to keep. Instead I used the word commitment. And I think commitment is a much better word to describe the relationship between Concur and our partners. We are committed to our mutual success by delivering innovative value to our shared customers. Let me say that one more time. We are committed to our mutual success by delivering innovative value to our shared customers. And it's this shared commitment that unites the two travel partner communities that I represent at Concur. You probably noticed that in my title, EVP, Supplier, and TMC Services. The supplier part of my title refers to our relationship with TripLink suppliers. And of course, the TMC part of my title refers to our relationship with our TMC referral, reseller, and fulfillment partners. Now, at first glance, it may seem counterintuitive to combine the responsibilities and relationships for those two groups in the same organization. Now, by the way, counterintuitive is kind of a nice way of saying, seems kind of stupid to me. Because at first glance, it may seem that the interests of our TripLink suppliers and our TMC partners are opposed. Why on earth would Concur have the same guy be responsible for both groups? Why on earth would Concur have both of us sitting in the same TMC Partner Day presentation? The reason we're all here together, the reason you're here with Concur, is that we three share a common mission. A common mission that cannot be accomplished without the other. Our common mission is to help clients and travelers manage their corporate travel as effectively and efficiently as possible, no matter where it occurs. Now, as mission statements go, that doesn't sound particularly innovative, right? So let me give it a little bit more context for you. How many people have seen this Wayne Gretzky quote? I skate to where the puck is going to be, not to where it's been. We've all seen this quote. We're sick of this quote. We get it. In a business context, I think this quote is about just playing the game better than anybody else, right? And when you play the game better than anybody else, what do you get? You get better margins. That's great. Everybody like better margins? Fantastic. We all love better margins. What happens if you try to change the way the game is played? Anybody familiar with these guys? Your price for Fusion just doubled. I'm from Minnesota, by the way. These guys changed the way the game is played with their run-pass option, RPO. Utterly destroyed the Vikings' league-leading defense in the final playoff game, crushing our team's hope for the first ever home stadium Super Bowl. Not that we take that personally. But what happens when you change the way the game is played, as the Eagles did? You win share. That's fantastic. I love to win share. There's great examples of winning share in the industry. In 2010, AT&T introduced unlimited data plans. They changed the way the game is played, and still today, wireless carriers are doing battle with each other with various forms of unlimited data. Now, what happens when someone tries to change the rules of the game? What happens when someone changes the rules of the game? That's called, in business, disruptive innovation. Disruptive innovation not only crushes your competition, it introduces entirely new competitors. Who knew I was going to show a picture of an iPhone here? Apple is the king of disruptive innovation. Apple turned a cell phone into a web-enabled, platform-enabled mobile computer. They changed the rules about what it means to be a cell phone. Now, I know there's more to Apple's success than just rejiggering the value proposition. There's simplicity of form and functionality and design. But Apple stayed true to its core, pardon the pun. They stuck with their mantra, which was think different. And as a result, overnight, the value proposition of Nokia and BlackBerry became completely irrelevant. The value proposition of Nokia and BlackBerry became irrelevant because overnight it was too narrow. It was no longer enough for Nokia to produce bulletproof handsets that had batteries that lasted for a week. It was no longer enough for BlackBerry to produce highly productive handsets that had QWERTY keyboards. Apple changed the rules of what it meant to be a cell phone. And that brings us back to travel and our mission statement. I think it's fair to say that the common mission statement in our industry is this: we help clients and travelers manage their corporate travel as effectively and efficiently as possible when it occurs in our channel. SAP Concur, our tripling partners, our TMC partners, are changing the rules of the game by changing our mission. Our mission is to help clients and travelers manage their corporate travel as effectively and efficiently as possible wherever it occurs. We seek to be disruptive innovators. Those three words, wherever it occurs, changes the rules of the game for everyone in our industry. Those three words, wherever it occurs, is why TMC partners and tripling suppliers are in the same audience today. Without those three words, wherever it occurs, our value proposition is indistinguishable from anybody else in the marketplace. Without those three words, we're just trying to guess where the puck is going to be next. The great news is that those three words are resonating in the industry, and we have a ton of momentum. We have over 10,000 clients who have purchased TripLink, 6.5 million travelers with access. We have captured a stunning $615 million worth of invisible spend. We did that by finding 2.5 million bookings and with the assistance of 22 TMCs who are connected. This idea, wherever it occurs, distinguishes Concur, distinguishes our TMCs, distinguishes our partner, and changes the rules for everyone in our industry. So with that, I'd like to invite two guests to the stage with me. I'd like to invite Josh Wood. Josh is Senior Commercial Manager for Booking.com, and Michelle Collis, Customer Integration Manager for British Airways. Mr. Meister is still here. There he is. Jonathan, I'm going to turn the clicker back to you and say thank you to all of our
I'm not going
audience.
to let you get off stage yet.
Okay.
So I do have one thing.
Sure.
For the guys who've forgotten more about travel than I will, and most of us will ever know. And you were, thank you, you were innovative, informative, and always entertaining. I love your metaphors. Look, there's a lot to think about in the world of travel. There's a lot to process even in just what you went through, some of those big thoughts. But is there one thing that you'd like to leave this room with, that you'd like us to be thinking about?
So I'm going to say two things. First of all, I'm looking for those Eagle fans out there. Vikings are coming next year. No, what I would say is, look, this whole idea is disruptive innovation. Concur knows a little something about disruptive innovation in this industry. Was it 2008, 2006? We kicked off a wave of disruptive innovation by integrating this crazy idea of expense and travel. And I think it's fair to say, fundamentally, that changed the industry. And now the expectation is that there is an integration between expense and travel. So disruptive innovation is a reality in our industry. And the question is whether we are going to create that disruptive innovation or whether we're going to have it done to us. And with the people in this room, I am confident that we can own that future. So thank you.
All right, Mike, thank you.